this has been your first jury for the Women to Watch Awards. How was your experience?
The experience is brilliant, cheerful, pleasant, because I know some aspects of book, but today I came to know much more about the remaining sides of the industry and the women doing a lot of good work there. So, I was very happy to note that.
Has there been a noticeable difference in the women representation in Maharashtra? You've been there for a very long time. Have you seen that increase or a decrease in the representation?
Representation in the book industry, you mean?
Yeah.
Book producing industry. I mean, I don't have the numbers, but obviously since women are branching out in different fields of knowledge and different branches of creation, I am sure the number has risen also in this field. I mean, that's my guess, and a happy guess at that.
That's nice. You had the opportunity to work with a lot of international authors and translators.
Right.
If you can share your experience with us.
International authors, also interstate authors, also Indian authors, Indian Anglophone authors. I would say the international authors are very, very particular about the design of their, the design of the cover of their book, the font that they choose, the kind of paper that is chosen. They have a say in that matter, and they are more connected with the literature scene or literary scene, contemporary literature as well as classic literature. They have opinions, they have comments, they have remarks. Whereas, if I look at regional languages, most of the authors are grateful if the book is printed. Some of them finance the print of their book. So, on that front, I think the publishing industry has to wake up and take a call about new authors, because they are promising authors in regional languages, but they are not getting their due. If we look at the international scene and then at the local scene, there is a huge gap. Secondly, there is good literature being produced in the local scene as well, but it is not reaching the international levels because there is a dearth of good translators into the international languages, most importantly into English.
Okay. How do you shape young minds like mine to be the next Elfriede Jelinek and Aruna Dhere?
Okay. So, firstly, get the pronunciations right of all international authors, try to learn their language, Google it, google the pronunciation.com. It is Elfriede Jelinek who won the Nobel Prize in 2004, and Aruna Dhere, again she is a woman writer in Marathi, and she writes a lot of poetry and essays and also short stories, and she is very rooted in bhakti literature, let us say, but has a very exploratory mind. And both of them, Elfriede Jelinek and Aruna Dhere, have very rich vocabulary, and they represent, they try to portray women figures and characters. Again, Elfriede Jelinek is someone who is from Austria, and she is looking at the Nazi culture, anti-Semitism, post-World War, and she is not how to say restrained in her expression. She is criticizing the country she is living in, and wonderful command of language, wonderful narratives. So, being or cultivating yourself to the level of Elfriede Jelinek or Aruna Dhere means you have to love your language, you have to know your metaphors, and you have to know how to connect the dots when you are retelling something to the audience.
All right. One tip for the Gen Z who is starting out maybe?
One tip is universal. The German author Bertolt Brecht, the poet, said, even in the darkest of times, the most important truth must be said. So, that is my tip for the generation today. and even for us.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.